You know, I did this video this morning on Instagram, and I was talking about the idea of the compound effect and telling a story from my Army days. That's where I got this love for running. I've been a runner for 30 years, and I've run over 100 marathons. I've run 12 50-mile marathons, and I've attempted one 100-mile marathon. I made it 80 miles and fell out. And in that, I'm not the best runner. Like, I was always in the back. But it's funny because it's like that in all areas of life. I've never been great at anything. I'm not nowhere near the greatest real estate investor, but I've got a portfolio of 15 houses. I'm by no means the best stock investor, and I don't know everything about stocks, but I've got, I don't know, $500,000 or so, depending on if Trump tweeted in the market any given day. I self-manage this. I don't have property managers. I don't have financial managers. And so I built this portfolio of almost $3 million. It's getting close, and self-managing it. And I did it just one day at a time, And now I've been at this hustle, this game of trying to multiply my money and grow my wealth and business. I've been at this game now for 18 years, just one day at a time, one investment at a time. And I don't have any interest in having the best investment strategy. That's all mental masturbation. I don't have any interest in arguing with people versus index only versus timing the market. I mean, if you want to listen to corporations put lies and bullshit in your head that you can't time the market. Now, somehow you can buy groceries on a discount and on sale, but it's impossible for you to do that with stocks. And it's silly, man. It's silly. And so they're going to try to steal your money. There's four main things they're going to try to take your money. And that's taxes. You got to get that shit under control. A lot of people who don't even have money, they're outsourcing taxes. It's like, dude, you don't have any money. Why the fuck you have somebody doing your taxes? You're completely disconnected from your money. You see that a lot. So you have someone doing your taxes, and you have someone doing, your accounting, and you have someone managing your properties, you have someone managing your money, and then you wonder why you don't understand money, because you've set up a structure and a system where you're completely separated from your money, and it's called being smart and outsourcing it. It's all guru bullshit they teach you. And most people, I'm not saying if your organization becomes so large that you have to I get it. You got 25 employees and you're doing millions of dollars. Yeah, you're gonna need to outsource. I'm not being stupid here. But you got 4 or 5 rental properties, and a handful of money in the market, and you turn it over to corporations and other people to manage it for you before you even know how to manage it. It's a bad strategy, man. But it's taught, man. It's taught in every real estate course and every financial guru. The one that makes me laugh the most is, don't look at your stocks. Like, you shouldn't even look at your 401k. Have you heard that? Yeah, that's coming from the people flying around in fucking jets and living in mansions. That's their advice to you. Just send them your money and don't look at it. And just keep doing that, because there's no way that you could possibly, value a stock. I mean, geez, there's no way you could figure that one out. And yet you have children and go through life and have jobs and careers, and people have convinced you of that. And so taxes and that's the next one that's going to get you. That's bad. But these things happen through the compound effect. Like, you don't just all of a sudden wake up $100,000 in debt. It's over time. A little bit at a time, like boiling. It's like boiling frogs in a pot, And so it's the compound effect. And so most people live a life where the compound effect is working against them. You see it in your health. You can ignore, I see my friends who weren't obsessed. I've been running for 30 years. And I see my friends who in their 20s didn't get into that, and in their 30s didn't get into that. And see, when you're young, it's okay, because you still have nature working on your side. And then you start getting to your 40s, and I got my friends on diabetes. They're on diabetes medication, they're on pills, they're on this and that, and it's catching them, the compound effect. And so compounding of 20 and 30 years of neglecting their health and exercise, and now it's catching them. In my book, You Don't Have to Die Broke, in chapter 8, you think I would know, I have a chapter entitled Help, I'm 40 and Broke. You don't wake up at age 40 broke. It's the compound effect. Every day you had negative compounding, taxation, debt, just working against you, not properly managing your taxes, letting the debt your debt is someone else's passive income. And so most people are signed up to provide passive income for other people. People like me, I'm an investor. So I'm happy to invest in Ford and in banks and mortgage REITs and all these things so everybody else can go out and work and pay their money and send it in so that I can collect the dividends. The other one is mass marketing from corporations. They're going to market into you and get you to buy all kinds of dumb shit. You're going to Mother's Day, Father's Day, holidays, Christmas. And so all these things that they're not, you didn't invent them, I didn't invent them, but they've been forced upon you. And so you go around spending all your money on them year after year after year after year, the compound effect. And so people who will say, well, I don't have any money to invest, always have money for Christmas, seem to somehow go on vacation, have money for heroin, crack, weed, cigarettes, alcohol. It's the compound effect. And so the things that you do, repetition's the mother of skill. And so the little things that you do over long periods of time compound. And that's how money grows. The cool thing about the compound effect is that if you see it, if you recognize it, like if you look at a compound chart, it goes like this, and then it starts going like this, right? Toward the end. Well, here's what I figured out. I just jump ahead of all this. I just jumped ahead of all this by getting extreme. And so I began to save extreme amounts of money, allowing me to jump years and years and years and years ahead. I just want to get to where the curve's going like this. Just skip ahead to that part. So go look at a compound chart. Instead of putting in $100 a month, put in $2,000 a month and watch what happens in a very short period of time. So in my book, I talk about this idea, and it's free. Click below, above, wherever the fuck it is, and get it. And I talk about this idea, and I do it on the podcast too, that in 7 to 10 years, anyone, regardless of age, race, or financial situation, anyone, I believe that, anyone in this fucking neighborhood right here, anyone, I live in a normal blue-collar neighborhood, any of these people could be rich in 7 to 10 years. Now, they've watched me get rich living right next door to them. So I've lived in this neighborhood for 21 years, and I went from $250 to $3 million. I don't have a job. I haven't had a job in 22 years. Everything I do from home. Entrepreneur, investor, real estate, investor, investing in stocks, writing books, running my lawn care business that I did for years. All of these things were done from home, working at home, not under the stress of a job and, what you think about. And so that stuff I dig more into on the podcast. But the message that I'm trying to get across to you is that didn't happen overnight. The process of working for myself happened because I had a job. I didn't really care for the job, but the science of getting rich teaches that in the job you have to do, if you have a job you hate, you need to really fucking master it. Because if you become too good for the job you have, the universe has to open up and give you another job. That's universal law. That's how it works, man. So inside of this idea, you have to become too big for the room you're in. That was my neighbor. So too big for the room you're in. They're used to it with my family. Between me and my son posting there, they think we're weird, You have to become too big for the room you're in. So even if you hate the job, see, if you sit around hating your job and you don't do it very well, guess what? The universe is going to give you a shittier job. Promise you. Right out of the Science of Getting Rich. Click my Linktree link. I have a free copy of the Science of Getting Rich. You could read that book and ignore all these fucking gurus on YouTube, and you will have everything you need to succeed, man. That book has it all. From mindset to gratitude. It's all in that book, and it's completely free. The book's completely free. And in that book, it's going to teach you indirectly this idea of the compound effect, the things you do. So the 3 keys to successful life, everyone knows this: health, we're out here working; wealth, right, putting your money on your mind, your investments; limiting debt; and mindset, how you think. Health, wealth, and mindset. And we all struggle with one of those. I mean, God knows I struggle with health. While I exercise like a maniac, I love to drink beer, party, and I love to eat. And so, that has a compound effect. If I sit around drinking beer every day, day in, day out, it takes a toll. And I can feel that toll already being taken. The compound effect, man. And so yesterday, if you didn't do anything for your money, and then tomorrow you don't do anything for your money, and then the next day you don't do anything for your money, when you're 40 and you're broke, it's the compound effect. That's the universe, law of reaping and sowing. And so you have a choice to decide right now. You get to decide that right now, today. You could decide that, hey, I want to get this shit right and begin getting your money right? So if you feel like you're in a rat race, if you feel like you're stuck in a horrible place, the secret is to become great at it. Go watch Grant Cardone videos. He hated selling. What did he do? He became a master salesman. Why? Because as soon as he did that, the universe opened up another door for him. And so the door to get opened, if you want to open more doors, is to become great at what you're doing, and the universe has to expand. And so you do that one day at a time, right? One day at a time. So if you're not happy with your finances, just ask yourself, what did I do last month for my finances? What did I do every fucking day for the last 7 years for my finances? Did I ever sit down and think about my finances? Did I spend time with my finances? Probably not. Maybe you did, man. Maybe I'm preaching to the choir. I feel like I'm a preacher of prosperity, and hopefully I'm preaching to the choir, but a lot of times I'm not. I'm teaching to people that are lost. They're confused. They don't know what to do. It starts in the mind. I teach this idea of the 10 pillars of success, and inside of the 10 pillars, pillar number 1, how you think is everything, but pillar number 10 is crucial. Pillar number 10 is taking full responsibility. So it starts with you and starts with me right now. My health is in my hands. That's why I'm out here sweating my ass off in 102 degrees in Texas. And this morning I got up and checked on my stocks, made some trades. There's 3 or 4 positions I was adding to. And then today I'm fixing to go work on some real estate. And so every day, of every week, of every month, of every year, I'm focused on building my little empire and expanding and growing inside of this idea of the compound effect. Get a copy of the book. It's free, bro.